Hey, Holly. Did that work? Okay, yeah. How's it going? I'm freezing my butt off down here. It's really cold out there in our basement. Doesn't have heat, but usually it's pretty insulated, so usually it's fine, but it's cold. Yeah, it must be freezing for you, Holly. I'm complaining. It's probably not even. What's the temperature now? The problem is the wind. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. It's not that, but it's 27 here right now. But it fell 7 degrees. Ugh. I think yesterday the feel was 9, like with the wind. Just out of nowhere. It's been pretty mild so far this winter, and then this just hit us. Yeah. I had morning car duty at my school too, so I had to stand outside, and it started snowing, and it was like a blizzard. It was awful. I'm like, welcome, hello everybody. I'm just trying to like warm up. Yeah, it's always, I feel like it's always raining or snowing on my duty days, but it's probably just my perception of it. I'm sure other people feel the same way. But man, when I woke up this morning, I was already tired. I'm like, and I have to go out and stand out there. All right, so I was looking through what we did last week. I haven't even come on my computer since last week, so it was all still up here. It was great. Yeah, so we're gonna keep going. I can't remember, is that like that's probably the main event that happened last week. We read through just from November 1st to November 8th. Georgia visited a dressmaker too, which I thought was a cute little nod to the wedding coming. So we'll just keep going, and we'll probably see the funeral of Grandpa Slippy, I bet. Oh, nice. Oh. Phone alarm. One's from 1912, so it'll be interesting. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. So we are on November 10th. This is Georgia's. All right, Georgia got up at 7. Oh, I also emailed the Waterloo, like, public library. I think that's what they're called, Waterloo Public Library. And they are looking into any information they might have about Ralph Slippy, and hopefully pictures with Georgia in it. I don't know if they'll find one, but they did answer me, and they are going to look, so that's nice. So she got up at 7, helped with dishes, and then with washing. Hey everybody who just came in, we just had a big jump. It must have finally notified people. Then with washing, helped with dinner and dishes. Yeah, thanks to ChatGPT for writing an email for me. That was the easiest email I've ever written. I knew everything I wanted to go into it, but you know, wordsmithing takes time. And I just kind of like typed into ChatGPT. People who use this understand. I feel old not knowing how to use ChatGPT, but I'm like, oh, write an email that includes all this stuff, and it was a great email. It was the best email I ever wrote. We are reading a 1903, actually 2 diaries from 1903. Yeah, that's one thing I'm like really wary about AI. It's like the one thing I'm pretty I don't know, I guess I'm just getting older. That's like the new thing that adults don't understand, but I always was the one who was very adept with technology, not so much anymore. Helped with dinner and dishes. Sewed all afternoon. Ian's always like, just use ChatGPT. Oh, nice, Cindy. Very windy. Same. Helped with supper and dishes. Worked in evening on fancy work. Went to bed at 10:15. Okay, on to Ralph. Okay, this is the 10th of November. Hey, Rachel. Clear, cold. Got up at 6:45. Oop. If you're a diary detective, I did announce the date of our next video chat. It is the 15th, so next Wednesday. Got up at 6:45. After breakfast, got haircut and shave and studied till 9. Went to 9:30 class. He teaches, he's a professor in surveying. Studied 10:30 to 11:30 and went to 11:30 class. These are reminding me of when he was writing entries in college. Went to 11:30 class, just like listing the times of each thing from this time to this time. Then went here from this time to this time. Okay. Went to 11:30 class. Oh, in steam engine. Went to lunch. Came to room. Received and answered. Yes, it is cool though. His whole entire day. Letter from Georgia. And took a long walk. Smith to 39th. Oh, this is kind of cool because we could look at that walk. Came back and studied till supper time. I'm gonna write that down. He's in Chicago, so that would probably be like Smith Street to 39th Street. That's okay, Nikki, you're not late. No, you haven't missed anything. We just started. This is the first day we've read. Yeah, let's see. In Georgia, didn't really do much that day anyway. So we read hers, and then we read Ralph's, and now we're back to Georgia. Okay, gotta remember Ralph's picture's up there blocking the view, so I gotta move that down there for you. Okay, got up at, oh, hold on, November 11th. Got up at 7:15. Ironed and trying to read that without opening the diary because it's just shiny. Then ironed and something sewed. Then I'm just gonna put then. Okay. Helped with dinner and dishes. Mama. It's gonna be bad typing again. My fingers are cold. Mama and I think she actually wrote and. I went downtown, sewed some, helped with supper. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Helped with supper and dishes. Went with Elizabeth to the dressmaker. Again. That's definitely for her wedding dress because she's going multiple times in a few days. Played flinch a while. Went to bed at 10:45. Windy day. And those of you who have been around for a while and we've looked at the wedding announcement on in the newspaper, it does describe her dress. So that'll be fun to read when we get to the wedding entry. Oh, another kind of like shiny one. I guess I had the lighting wrong when I was taking these pictures. Went downtown and got deed of something changed. I think I'm gonna have to look. I try not to open these things if I can because they're like falling apart. Ralph's is in a little bit better condition though, so I'll just open it up. November. Okay. Went downtown and got deed of farm. I think it's farm. I thought it said fam. I think it's deed of farm changed. And that would make sense if it was his grandfather's. His grandfather just died a couple of days ago. Make it say change. Where? Oh, may it say change. It could. I'm looking at the actual page though. That's like kind of the lighting kind of made it hard to read, but it could be charged. Is that something? Charging a deed? Or changed? It's either changed or charged. Got breakfast. I'll just leave this open because I feel like there's a couple more words I might not be able to read here. Got breakfast at 1. Went to AIT. That's where he works. Change sounds right. Okay. Makes sense too, because if there was a death in the family, he must have had to make some adjustments. Oh, thank you. I missed a line. Oh, not got breakfast. Got back at 1. Guess I'm hungry. Got back at 1. Went to AIT. Stayed. Thanks for the follows, guys. If you follow me here, go follow me on YouTube too, because if TikTok ever goes away, I'm switching there. Hi, Tina. Went to AIT. Stayed 3 to 5. After supper, went to way down east with Ganser. I have a picture of him. Saw Miss Tuff. Oop, Miss Tuff. I don't know who Miss Tuff is. Who was playing under the name of Doreen Garfeld? Garfell? Long time no see. I'm good. You can still tell me to save. Tub, just for old time's sake. Oh, it could be Tub, yeah. We'll look her up. I'm wondering what playing under the name of means. Maybe we can find a newspaper article. Doreen Garfeld. I thanks. Save. Garfell. I'm gonna put Garfell. We'll look that up after. And had a nice visit with her. Oh, it's a play. Okay. I'm like, what? Oh, maybe she's visiting there. He didn't go watch her play, but he like hung out with her. I don't know. And had a nice visit with her, but missed the last part of the play. Went to bed at 11:30. Received letter from father. Letting me know. Oh, okay. Oh, that's sad. Letting me, or telling me that Grandpa Slippy died on Monday night at 8 p.m. Okay, so he found out that his grandfather died a couple of days later, and he went back and wrote it in here. And that's probably why he has it in a box, because he kind of like went back and added it. That's sad. Okay, so we're gonna look up, we did find his obituary already because he added that in and we knew. We're gonna look up, what the heck's her name? Well, I'll look up Doreen Garfell in November 1903 in Chicago. Because that's where Ralph is right now. Thanks for the follows, guys. Okay, nothing. I'm gonna look up just Doreen. Nothing. How about Tub? Tough. play. How about we do play on November 11th. Exactly. Nothing. Okay, there must not be many good... Oh, here we go. How could I find her? I think play is too vague. Those are ads. Let's see. That seems like it's not open yet. Theater? Yeah, I could look up theater. Yes. Oh, Way Down East. Okay, okay. I thought, for some reason, when I read him saying Way Down East, I thought, wait, when did he do Way Down East? I wrote that. Here. I thought he was describing a place. He's describing the play. Okay, that's great. So that must be, that's the name of the play. Did anybody else think that, or was that just me? I don't know why my brain was like, oh yeah, that's a part of town. Okay, now I'm gonna look up Way Down East. Okay. That's the same one I opened. Let's open it up to not just November 11th. Let's just do November. You thought it was a bar's name? Sounds like a good, that would be a good bar's name. Way Down East. Okay, here we go. More info. Maybe there's a picture. Oh, he said something about the Isle of Spice before. Okay, let's see. Where else is it mentioned on here? We're gonna scroll down here. Way Down East, which has been packing McVickers every performance during the week, just ended on November 1st. Or maybe the week just, they mean that week that just ended. Born and raised in Chicago, but this is a bit before your time, yeah. You might know some of these places. Holds its own against... Okay, McVickers is where it played. Can we find, like, the name of the actress or something? I'll leave that open. Way Down East. Looking for pictures. We don't have like a synopsis or something. Okay, that I don't need. No, I don't know what that is. Different town, maybe different location, same town. I don't know. We'll look up the... It's definitely documented. I just don't know. I'm trying to find the name of the actress so that I can look it up more clearly. Ooh, I just heard my Discord. Oh, it's Jen. I'm glad to hear you're not near it, Jen. Be careful. Okay. Phoebe. Let's see. Who's Phoebe? Ugh, I can't tell where it opens. Here. No. For 7 years, Miss Phoebe has been cast out into the Way Down East snowstorm. I don't know what that is. Okay. In the play, Way down east, there's a character by the name of Mrs. Bartlett. Okay. Oh, maybe Doreen Garfell is a character in that play? Oh, maybe the word is Bartlett. Okay, let me look. Let me look. Hold on. Here. I don't know. Usually he's pretty good about crossing his T's. It seems though he was confused. Could be a stage name, yeah. Garfeld. The G is weird. It looks like... So there is a little bit of interference from the Y coming down. But yeah, the G looks crazy. I think it might be just a crazy Y. Or G. That's a G. But either way, it comes down into that line. That tends to get confusing the way he writes. Alright, I'm going to just write down her name. So we have Doreen Garfeld. Or Garfeld. Or Miss Tough or Tub. And we can keep looking after. Okay, and we're done with that. So we'll go back to Georgia. On the 12th. Got up at 7:10. Yeah, me too. That, to me, that looked like a capital G. It just was interfered with the G. The G. Helped with dishes and other work. Helped with dinner and dishes. Hitched up Hector. Shout out to Hector. Hector is her horse. And Miss Yoder. Girl visiting. Newt. Probably Newton. That's a weird way to put it. I wonder if anyone's nickname is Newt. And I went downtown. Over the river. Shopping to find a hat for me. Had a nice drive. Wonder if it's a wedding hat. Read papers. I can't remember if she was wearing one in the article about her wedding. Helped with supper and dishes. Windy day again. Wrote in evening. Went to bed at 10:15. Okay. It could be an S possibly. I think it's a G though. I think that the G up here is really messing with it. I don't know that actually, Holly. Is that an Amish name? I'm not sure. You wrote downtown instead of downtown. Oh, I wrote down. And I read it wrong too. Okay. Gotta find it. Wrong one. Here, in here. Downtown. Okay. Now, the 12th, I can see interference with the letter from above. Looks like capital G. Yeah. Newton K's has a lot of Mennonites. I don't know what Newton K's is. Her last name is Newton, though. Hold on. November. Wait. Wrong thing. What am I doing? I need to go to Georgia. Already did her. November 12th. Did I do Ralph's November 12th? Sorry, I'm a little... No. Okay. His turn. No, not Newton, Kansas. Her last name, the person writing, is Newton. So I think she's talking about her family, Newton. Yes, this is fun. Thank you for thinking so too. And they live in Waterloo, Iowa. If that's helpful. But it's a last name. So I think visiting the Newtons. I think she was abbreviating for some reason. November 12th. This is Ralph now. Got up at 7. And went to, oh, not mail, usual, 9:30 to 9:30 and 11:30 Recitations. He's a professor. Studied. Thank you for the follows. Studied till 2 and went to AIT. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but follow me on my YouTube too. It's in my link tree. Because if TikTok goes away, that's where I'm going. And stayed till 5. Professor Phillips told me that steam engine... Oh no! Told me that steam engine would be dropped. He teaches that class. Oh no, they're dropping him. Perhaps she abbreviated Newton to make sure she didn't run out of writing room. Yeah, that's possible because they have a very small amount. Have they made a decision in the America about TikTok? I have no idea, Rachel. I don't even keep up with it, to be honest. I have a backup plan. It's not as, it doesn't spread my videos as widely as TikTok does, but whatever. I don't know anymore. We will find out. Not long till the 19th January now, D-Day for TikTok. Is that what that is? Oh, is that when it is? I don't know. Well, then you better follow me on YouTube. A decision comes up on... Okay, so they haven't made a decision. I meant to say that. No, that's okay. The America. That's okay. I knew what you meant. Not yet. Done proceedings tomorrow. Oh, okay. Well, keep me updated. Okay. Steam engine would be dropped. Studied after supper. Had... Oh, Ralph. It says had the blues. Ralph never tells us how he feels. Oh, I'm gonna cry. He never says anything about how he feels about anything. He proposed to his fiance and he didn't give us any feeling words. And the poor man, yeah, I don't know if he fully lost his job. Hopefully that doesn't mean he fully lost his job. Because he teaches multiple classes, I think. Unless he's like attending classes and teaching one. Maybe that's why he's not in the yearbook. He's not in the yearbook of that year. Oh, okay, well, let's keep going. He had the blues. He must feel really bad if he said that. He has the blues because, well, first of all, the poor man, his grandfather passed away like 2 days before that, and then they just told him that his class that he teaches at a college is being dropped. I don't know if that means he loses a job or if he loses part of his job. I'm not sure, but not good news. He just started, too. Georgia got up at 7, helped with breakfast dishes. I think he continues to work there after they get married, so I think he'll be okay. That's why I'm not too worried, but we'll see. And other work. Helped with dinner and dishes. Thank you, Dallas Kula. It is fun. It's fun when, like, obviously I'm here every week, so I see the progression, but there are a lot of people in here who come back every week, and you see the story unfold, and it makes it even more fun when you start to get to know people. Speaking of that, I forgot to show a picture. It's not here. It's here. I do have a picture of Ganser, who he mentioned. That's his friend. He spells it with a Z, but it's actually spelled with an S. That is Ganser. He was in college with him, and now he works with him, too. Okay. Oh, thanks for the follows. Sorry to everyone who has to listen to me keep saying this, but if you follow me here, go follow me on YouTube also. Dapper Gent. Oh, Harris, thanks for pinning that. I forget. I saw someone pinned it. Thank you. Where do you find these? So interesting. Well, these diaries come from all different places. These in particular, it's a set of 6 of them that were donated to us by someone who was interested in another project that I was working on, but I've also gotten them on eBay and estate sales and all over the place. But these were donated. Yes, I did, Nikki. Thank you. I saw that someone pinned it, but I didn't see who. What program we're using to type. It's just Google Docs. Just, I made the background black so that it was less, like, ugly. Okay, go back. What am I doing? We are on Georgia. Helped with dinner and dishes. Sewed all afternoon. No problem. I always try to answer. If I don't answer you, it's probably because I missed it. So ask again if I don't answer. What will you do once all done transcribing? The plan for this one, this set of diaries, is to get them back to a not direct descendant, but because Ralph and Georgia didn't have children. So this is actually their family tree. I had it up already. So they didn't have any children, so there's no direct line that we could follow. But I did find that some of Georgia's family was still around in LaPorte City, Iowa. And let me find who I think it's a descendant of Milford, who is somewhere in this tree. He's like a cousin of her mom or something. So he must be here. One of these. Oh, Milford is this guy's son. We don't have a picture of him, but she talks about some of these aunts. This is Milford. I think they're descendants of Milford. I would have to check, but so they're kind of like a little bit farther away in the family tree, but they're happy to receive the diaries from us after we finish them. And then I also publish just the Google slides that I make with all of the entries on my website too. So we'll still have digital copies, but the actual copies of the diaries will go to family members. And then I'm also going to give some digital copies to museums in the area too, because they helped me a little bit. So I told them I would send them digital copies. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the follow. I don't like doing that. I don't like plugging myself like that, but I'm scared that TikTok's gonna go away and then this won't be as big of a thing, because I look forward to it every week coming on here, and I just wouldn't want people to come on and be like, oh crap, I don't know her username, or, so I hope that, I think because if people do come back, I think they would want a second way to watch. So, oh, okay, how can you read them? You can go to my website, which is www, you have to put the www for some reason, .thingslostandfound.com. And then when you go there, you can click on the Slippy Diaries. That's the ones we're reading now. And then these, they never load when I'm on my live stream because I think my internet is very overloaded. There's one. If you click on some of these, there's Google Slides that you can open, and you can actually read the diaries. Like everything that I've typed, I put in here. So that's where you can read those. Oh, thank you, Cass. I appreciate it. Okay. I got a message. Why did that not work? Okay. Oh, Way Down East Playbill. Oh, nice, Jen. Thank you. Here we go. Okay, so this is Way Down East. Do we have... Ooh, no, that's Bartlett. Yep, Mrs. Bartlett. What was the name I'm looking for? Doreen Garfell. Or Tough. I do not know. I don't see it. Do you? Oh, it's Dave. I thought that said Dora. It's really small. It's hard to read. I don't see it. Yeah, there are a couple of Yoders. Now, remind me, where did that name come from originally right now? Because Ralph didn't write it in his entry, but we were just talking about it. Where did that come up? Was it in a newspaper article? I can't remember. Were you planning on doing lives? Yes, I will do lives on YouTube. I do now. I live stream to TikTok and to YouTube. And if TikTok goes away, I'll just do YouTube, and then probably I'll go back to doing Twitch, because why not just dual stream anyways? But right now I do... Oh, okay, I'll look on Georgia's. Right now I do TikTok and YouTube. Yes, she did. Oh! Okay, that's weird. That's weird that Ralph's play had a Yoder, and she's talking about a Yoder, but she didn't go to see the play. Interesting. Thank you. Is it Katya? Katya? Where did I leave off now? Georgia. Went downtown twice. Helped with supper and dishes. It's funny when she says went downtown twice because helped with supper and I said twice and wrote it. And dishes. I always picture her like going downtown to get something, going home and then going, oh, crap, I forgot something, and then having to get her horse back out. I know that's probably not what she means, but sewed in evening. Went to bed at 10:30. Okay. Ralph, November 13th. She probably does mean that. You think so? Oh, that's so funny. The amount of effort, like, I get mad when I forget something and have to drive, like, down the street 2 minutes. Can you imagine having that? You just put your horse away and you have to go get him out again. It's exactly what you thought. That's funny. Yoder and Schwartz and Truber are very popular here in Iowa. Oh, okay. As both Amish and Mennonite names. Okay, thank you for the insight, because I am not from Iowa. So I don't know. It's definitely not a common name where I'm from, but that's good to know. Maybe we should look up in her family tree, see if there's a Yoder in here. It does sound slightly familiar. No, there's nobody named Yoder. But it's possible that maybe it's someone, their married name is Yoder, or a family friend, you know, and here in Ohio too. Okay, so that definitely tracks then. Okay. Interesting. All right, November 13th. Went to, I have no idea, by the way, what this is. He has a track record of adding symbols to his entries, usually some sort of like Roman numeral symbols, but I don't even know what I would call that. That doesn't even look like Roman numerals to me, so I'm just going to probably skip over it. Okay. Went to usual. Let's see, hopefully he's feeling better. Recitation. In surveying. Came back. It's interesting because now I'm noticing he does say he like studied all the time. And I was like, why would a professor have to study? But maybe he is taking classes and teaching. Could be shorthand. Yes, it could be. We actually, yeah, Nerdy Spinster, you're one of our diary detectives. So you might have seen, we've been talking about shorthand a lot in the Discord. Because there are a couple of diaries from our detectives that include shorthand. And we're trying to like figure out how do we decipher these. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know shorthand at all, so if anybody does, let me know if that looks familiar. Holly's working on some right now. Amazing. Your grandmother's 1945 diary has some shorthand. Yeah, did you tell us that already? I think maybe you did. I can't remember. What do the words mean on each side of the date? That means weather. It's a place where the writer of the diary would normally put a little note about the weather. And then this is, I think, thermometer, and it's where you would put the temperature. We did read another diary. It's a common setup, actually, to have the date in the middle and WEA and THER. And we had another writer who would fill it in. They'd put the, you know, temperature here and whatever the weather was, cloudy, windy, stormy. Ralph just doesn't tend to write it there usually. He'll write it in his entry. Or not at all. Came back and studied till 2:30. Went to church. Went to lunch. Like, that doesn't sound like Ralph. Went to lunch. And at 2, went to AIT. Could be Yoder. I asked ChatGPT. It said that's a common name for a Mennonite and Amish name. Yeah, I guess that's the consensus. Maybe she'll give us more information about... Did she give us... She just said miss, right? Oh, wrong price. Yeah, maybe... Well, you know where else we could look? Next time we're reading Georgia's entry, we'll go on newspapers and see if they mention a Yoder visiting in town. Because sometimes back then they would put it in the newspaper if someone was coming to visit. Meaning it could be spelled Joder with a J. Well, it's probably not pronounced that way, but could be spelled with a J. Remember that guy that put the miles to literally everything he did? Yeah, that was Georgia. That was her. And Ralph, actually, which, thank you, I'll go back. Oh, I did, totally. How did I do that? Georgia gave us the mileage in her 1901 diary everywhere she went. And Ralph also would give us the miles of, like, whatever part of the railroad he was working on. Yeah, and it's so strange, Cindy, that she was so... Like, it was every single entry. She would give us the exact mileage from here to there. Her total... She was totaling up per month how many miles she did, and she stopped. And it is so strange that she was so... adamant about it, and then, like, now she doesn't even mention the distance anywhere. I forgot about that, how she, like, even totaled it up. Interesting. Maybe they had a bet, yeah. They didn't know each other, actually, then. That was her 1895 diary. That was before she met Ralph. See? Here. 12 miles. And as we scroll through... 12 miles. And that actually was really cool because that helped us find a few places. It was like a puzzle. Oh, okay. Oh, Nikki, thank you. Definitely message me. So we were able to, like, triangulate where she was because she was like, oh, if I went... Yeah, more important things to think about now. True, true. I went to church, 12 miles. Then I went to Grandpa's house, 8 miles. Then I went home, 10 miles. And we were able to actually... figure it out and go, oh my god, yes, that's right, that's where his house is, because it's 8 miles and then 10 miles, and it was perfect. It was so fun. It might have been, yeah. Okay, let me go back. I keep getting a little bit sidetracked here. That's Ralph. So were we on Ralph's? Yes, went to lunch in at 2. Went to AIT at 5 o'clock. Saw the dean. Oh. Let's see what happens. And had quite a chat with him about my work. Oh no! Is he not good at his job? And... no! And something had the blues the rest of the day. I rather... And what does that say? Rather? Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Students barking because I did not explain fully enough. They dropped his class because he wasn't, because of his performance, or maybe the students in his class dropped the class because they weren't doing well, maybe, and then they had to, like, you know, when there's not enough enrollment in a class. There's always... I, like, don't envy college professors for that reason. I feel like when I was in college, everybody would always rip them to shreds on those evaluations at the end of the semester, and it's, like, so unwarranted. Like, certain things, yeah, but people would just be so harsh for no reason. It's like, the class is over, you passed. I don't know. College professors just, like, they can't do anything right according to their students, you know. It sounds like they complained to the dean about his teaching style. Yeah. Poor Ralph. Okay, now this says... I don't know what that says. After supper, I think. Oh, I feel so bad for him. Went downtown with Ganser. That's probably why he's not in the yearbook. And got back at 10 and went to bed. I thought maybe because he's an assistant professor. He's not like a full-on professor. So I thought maybe that's why he wasn't in the yearbook, but I don't know, maybe he doesn't stay there. Oh, wonder if he tells Georgia about it. November 14th, 1903. Got up at 7. Helped with dishes and other work. Swept, dusted, helped with dinner and dishes. Sewed. Hitched up at 4. Why do you say that, Helen? Are you gonna haunt them? Hitched up at 4 and went to Roy or Ray Fowler's after Miss Yoder. Took her over the river. You think it's Roy? Okay. I just read some bizarre and embarrassing stuff in there. Took her over the river twice. And again, like, I picture her just in my little head. I'm like, she went over the river, back, and then back again. Obviously, there's time in between those two river crossings, but it's just funny, like, oh, we'll go for a ride around the river twice. Okay, and home. Took Effie for a little drive, and then up to Grandma's. Got quite cold. Helped with supper and dishes. Not gonna lie, these old diaries make me want to get a 5-year diary. You should! I have one, and I really enjoy it. As much as I keep falling off the wagon, like, and not writing in it every single day, it is so cool. It's such a good feeling to be working my way through it. Like, now, maybe a little OCD and felt the need to do things twice. Yeah, that's true too. Now I'm in my 3rd year of that diary, so it's like I'm more than halfway done with it. It just feels really cool to look back and go, wow, it's amazing how fast years pass. And then I'll read the entry back from a couple years ago when I did something. Well, I thought that I would have guessed that was only like 6 months ago, but it made me so sad that writing in pencil to paper is becoming a lost art. Yeah. I can't keep, like, if I was going to keep a journal on my phone or on the computer, I don't think it wouldn't feel the same. Like, I don't think I could do that. I have to write it down. And I'm not, my life is too boring to document. Believe me, we've read some very boring diary entries, so don't think that. We literally read how many miles Georgia rode on her horse every day, and that was interesting. I don't really write, like, super deep in my diaries of, like, my feelings and stuff, because actually in the 5-year diaries, you don't really have enough room to do that. They only give you a little slice, so by the time I write how was work, what did I do, saw this person, it's, like, pretty much over. So it's kind of nice. It's less daunting than looking at an entire page that you have to write. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Yes, and we read Ralph's engineering calculations and his specific mile markers of every single train track that he worked on. And that was, honestly, that was a little boring. But, okay. Oh, nice. You have a 5-year diary. You're on your 4th year. I already can't wait to, like, buy my next one and keep them forever and have them next to each other and grow my collection. Okay. Made me sad. Okay, I've already read that one. Okay, I'm way too far back. Love to find a diary that was focused on emotions. Yeah, it's for some reason a little bit more rare in the older ones. 100 years later, it would never be boring. Yes, exactly. Like, the things she's talking about, there was an entry where she used a phone for the first time, and, like, reading that, I mean, that must have actually been kind of a big moment for her because she'd never talked through a telephone. But think about the impact of reading that nowadays, where I'm, like, looking at a screen talking to 108 people who are everywhere in the world right now, and there's so much technology has taken over our lives so much, and it's like she's like, I talked through a telephone for the first time, and it was crazy, you know? I don't even know where I started with that sentence, but, like, little things can become so much more interesting. Like, just when she talks about taking her horse out and riding to another town to go visit her grandpa's farm, and it's just all of those things in the perspective of years and years later. It's interesting. Yeah, her horse's name is Hector. I love it. How do you get to do this? I just do this for fun. And these diaries, these were donated to us, but I've also bought them on eBay and found them at estate sales and stuff. So yeah, I try to keep a daily journal, and I thought about the same thing when I noted the California wildfires. Yeah, it's like when things like that happen, think about, like, when we read through the 1903 diary and something like that happens that's world news, or something. I'm trying to think of an example, but it really is hard on the spot. Certain things, like, will be just starting, and you know what's going to happen next, you know? Like, in the 1917 diary that I read through, that's at the beginning, well, not the beginning of World War I, but the United States entering World War I. So there's a lot of, like, ramping up to something that we all know, like, how it goes. But she doesn't know because she's in it, writing as each day comes. And she's writing about how her friends and family are going to training for the Navy. And it's like, it's very weird and very, I don't know what the word is, but it's just really cool to read that kind of thing and know that we're, like, looking at it from a perspective of being in the future. In one of your journals, you wrote about your dad getting a phone with no buttons, just a screen. I love that. See, like, it's crazy too, because think about, like, 1903 to whatever. Just, like, the span of time for technology to change was greater, you know? And now it changes so rapidly that it's like, we think about that, a phone with no buttons. That's not even a big deal anymore. It's kind of, like, already dated. I love that. The ancient time of 2006. I know, that's what it feels like. It's like we're back in time. It's a really cool perspective. Yes, it is. I agree. It was so cool back then, and my nephew doesn't understand. He's like, okay. And yeah, well, I don't know. For me, and I felt like that with history class and stuff, I never felt connected to anything that I learned in history in school. It always just felt like, because it was just reading a textbook, it felt so distant and so not, like, I don't know. I had such a hard time. But once I started reading old diaries and taking in history that way, it's totally different. Like, I am so passionate about it now, but not, like, you won't catch me watching, maybe because Ian watches it, but, like, a documentary about something. Sometimes he'll watch it and I'll watch it with him, and it turns out to be interesting, but I won't go out of my way to read a biography of somebody, like, unless there's a reason. Like, I read a biography of Buckminster Fuller because he was mentioned in the 1917 diary, and that's, I would never have read it otherwise, you know? So this is like a way to get very involved, and I think it's, the reason I like it is because it's like a puzzle. It's a mystery. I don't know. Yeah, it's personal. Yeah, the personal aspect. I found my niche, definitely. For sure. No, I don't watch that. I'm going to write it down, though. I think someone else also recommended that. I don't think I have PBS. I definitely don't have, like, we only have Netflix and stuff. But I bet PBS might be available for free online or something, because aren't they, Wait. You work at a museum that has a Buckminster Fuller Dymaxion house. Okay, I'm going to blow your mind. Unless you've been here. Are you new, Em? Are you, like, a newer viewer, or have you been following me for a long time and you already know what I'm going to say? Because I'm going to blow your mind. So cool. So good. I think there's some, yeah, on other streaming services. Okay, perfect. So there is a diary. I wish I had it down here. It's upstairs. The diary that started my whole entire hobby, I had no idea that I was ever going to do this until I found that diary and started reading it. It's a diary from 1917, Brooklyn, New York. And it's a girl named Anglesey Hewlett. She's like 18 years old. She's a debutante in New York, and she's like going to all the cool balls and the scenes and whatever. So anyways, her sister married Buckminster Fuller. So Anglesey Hewlett or Buckminster Fuller. Both of those are pretty awesome names. So I'll look up, I can't type, Buckminster Fuller. Her sister is Anne Hewlett, his wife. And there should be a picture. This is her. Isn't that cool? So, can you guys see it? Because it's kind of like Ralph is in the way. you can kind of see it. So what a crossover, right? So then I started, because I was learning about Anglesey, and in her diary, Bucky is there. This is Bucky and Anne. He's there all the time, hanging out with them. They're not married yet, but they get married. Her and Anne and Bucky get married. I need to move Ralph. I'm like trying to figure out how I could, like, there we go. They get married in July in the 1917 diary, and she talks about their whole wedding, and there's a picture of their wedding, so it's really cool. There's a lot of pictures and articles from the diary, and I lost my train of thought. Oh, I started researching Bucky because he was so, like, intertwined. And there's a biography written about Bucky by one of Anglesey and his friends named Alden. And it talks about Anglesey, too. It talks about Anne and Bucky and Anglesey and how Alden was in love with Anglesey, but she didn't love him back. It was, like, so interesting. I've seen a few of your videos of that diary, but never caught the connection. Yeah, because it's like that diary has so much going on in it that it's really hard on TikTok to like share the bigger picture of it. I wish it was easier to do that. I think I need to do long form videos, because the short ones. Oh, thank you for the comment. Who's Cactus? I don't know when you sent it on YouTube, but I'm trying to keep track of both. Yeah, it's really hard to share like the whole picture, and because it's all little short videos. But yeah, there's like a big storyline of Bucky in there. They go on their honeymoon in Maine. Bucky's family had a house on an island in Maine that I learned about. He's a very interesting person. But anyways, yeah, I love talking about Bucky. I don't know everything about him, but come to Detroit and check out the house you can walk through. Okay, maybe I will. I know there's a few of those domes around, right? The Dymaxion. Do you know about the Dymaxion chronophile? That's his diary, basically, that he kept. He would update it like every 15 minutes or something, so he had information in little pieces of paper, tickets, receipts, everything every 15 minutes that he would update. And it's at, where is it? Stanford, I think. Of course, I could never see it because I don't have any credentials, but Dymaxion chronophile. 64th. Okay, hold on. 140,000 pieces of paper, as well as 64,000 feet of film, 1,500 hours of audio tape, and 300 hours of video recording. Roy has your last name. Nice. How do I find so much info? I have spent so many hours. Oh, and he started in 1917. That's very interesting. That's when the diary was written. I've just spent so many hours. Like, before I was even on TikTok, that 1917 diary I've had for probably almost 10 years now. Oh my God, I don't like thinking about that. That's a long time. And I first started typing it out and sort of researching people, but then I read through it again, researched it more, and I've just been like kind of layering, and more pieces came together. She's like the most interesting person that I could have found a diary from, because there's so much about her out there. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. How long have I been on? About an hour. So I'll keep going a little bit. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask, because I love talking about Anglesey. I should post more about her diary, but I say this every time. Part of me, I think, doesn't want it to end, so I'm like, I don't want to. It is a deep, dark rabbit hole for sure. I don't want to keep going and read. I'm in October in her diary, or maybe November, in the videos of it. I like don't want to reach the end. But maybe, since there's this, like, TikTok is going away. You think so, Cindy? Some people say that. Some people say that. There's a lot of similarities with our lives, but I'm just joking. What was I going to say? Oh, with TikTok going away, maybe when I go switch just to YouTube, I'll start that diary over again. And, like, take another pass through and add what we've found since then, make more connections. I don't know. Sorry if you've already answered this, but where is this diary from? This diary is in a set of 6 diaries that were donated. And we had read through another set from Iowa from the 1940s that we called the Weatherman Diaries. And those, when I was looking for descendants, there was an article that they wrote in the Cedar Rapids Gazette in Iowa, and someone had read that article and was like, oh, I have diaries that I don't know what to do with, so he donated them to us, and this was like our next project. What did you miss? We've been reading through 1903 diaries for a while. No, this is the third and fourth diary. We still have 2 more after this. One 1904 and one 1907. They're in Iowa. Okay, hold on. Roy Fowler's. Okay, so we could look up Roy. I just feel like I haven't done much typing in a while today. I've been doing a lot of talking, so I'm going to look up Roy Fowler after. And where did we leave off? Helped with supper and dishes. Sewed in the evening, went to bed at 11:15. Okay, Ralph. This is her fiance. We can actually say that with confidence now. I used to say, I think they're engaged. We don't know if they officially are, or, you know, if they got engaged before this diary started, but now they are officially engaged. He proposed. Not October, November. Thanks for the follow. You should follow me on YouTube too, because that's where I'm going when TikTok dies. Cold. Went to Blue Island and got back at 3. Wrote letter to Georgia. Georgia. That's his fiance. And studied. Oh my god. My hands are cold down here. I'm not typing very well today. Studied till 5. Still had the blues. Oh, he's really sad. That sucks. After supper, studied till 11 and went to bed. Eddie came over after supper and stayed about an hour. YouTube is the same as, oh, thank you guys. It is on the same name. It's in my TikTok bio. If you click on the link tree, you should get a direct link to it. But yeah, it's Things Lost and Found. I don't think there's any underscores or anything. I should know this, but hold on. At Things Lost and Found. No spaces, no underlines, all lowercase. I can maybe put it in the chat. I don't know. Yep. There isn't what? There isn't a link? There should be. Let me know if it's not there, because I'll have to go fix that. Yes, the college he works at is cutting a class he teaches, and I feel that. I feel that in my bones. That happened to me. I'm a teacher. In my first district that I worked at, they cut the art program a little bit. Not fully, but enough that I was the newest one there, and my job got cut. So that is not a good feeling. Poor Ralph. Oh, hold on. I'm alive. There we go. Okay, there isn't any spaces. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, this is his first year of teaching. He just graduated college and he started teaching. We'll see, though. I don't know if his whole job is cut or if it's just one of the classes. And maybe he's just feeling bad because his students were complaining about him, which also, I'm sure that doesn't feel very good. November 14th. Okay, this is now Georgia, the 15th. Got up at 8:15. Yeah, they are. She's 25. I put it down here because I always forget. She's 25. He's 23 or 22. Hold on. November 15th. He teaches college level and engineering classes. Thanks, Dallas. I don't know if that's actually your name, but that's part of your username, so that's just what I see. Got up at 8:15. Rachel, you're on point tonight. Thank you. Helped with breakfast and dishes. Cloudy day. Swept my room. We haven't done any of those join in on the lives lately. If you guys feel strongly about that and want to come back in, let me know. I won't push it though. I felt like I was pushing it on you guys a little bit. But if you want to, that's always an option. Poor guy, first year teachers are rough, but they are learning too. Yes, definitely. Oh yeah, the first year sucks. And can you imagine your first year, you're a college kid too. He just graduated like a couple of months before and he's going straight into teaching people his own age. So I'm sure maybe they didn't respect him very much. That's sad. I teach little kids, so at least even my first year, I still had that like age gap where I had some authority. Swept my room and dusted it. Helped with dinner. Went up to... I would never teach high school. I would never teach... I mean, maybe middle school. But I don't think I could teach high school. I look too young. Which is a good thing, I guess. But not when you're trying to command a room, you know? Went up to Grandpa's. Took his team. That's his team of horses. And buggy. And went to meet the little boys as Auntie was to start from there with them. Okay, I don't know what that means. Middle schoolers and high schoolers can both be terrifying. Yes, so can little kids too, in their own way. Every age group has its own terrifying qualities. But yeah, I just don't think I would know how to react to the high school, the attitude and the defiance. I'm like, now I've learned how to react to that with little kids. It's like, it's a different approach, you know? I had first year teachers, K through 6. Every seasoned one gave birth the year I had them. Oh, they all went out on maternity leave and you had first year teachers? You were a pre-K teacher for 10 plus years and would never with middle or high. Yeah. It's like there's different breeds of teacher. Some people do bridge the gap and some people do a little bit of everything, but I just can't see myself doing high school. I teach art, so it would be nice. I am a little bit jealous of high school art teachers because they can get more in depth with their students and have more like real conversations about their art and like have more you know, like deeper in the skill level. But I love the little kids. I don't, they're just so happy to be there. They have fun. Their artwork's obviously not like professional art, but they're so proud of it and it's just fun. It's a different beast. Yes, little kid art is priceless. It really is. I'm always like snapping pictures of it. I want to be a college professor, teach people who chose. Yes, that is the key too. And in high school, a lot of times when you're teaching art, yes, exactly what Lavender just said. The kids will choose to take it. But with art, you get, when you teach the Art 1 courses, it's a lot of kids who just didn't want to take anything else and want to like mess around and think it's an easy A too. So there's different tiers of it. The more like Art 2, 3, 4, those are the kids who are choosing to be there, but you do get a lot of just like, oh, well, whatever. The imagination is so unhinged in the best ways. Yes, very true. Yeah, elementary school art teachers that foster the spark for art. I try. Hey, Maria. Okay, here we go. Keep going. Effie. Where is Effie? Effie went with me. We went... Hey, throwback. We went 6.5 miles. That's funny that we were just talking about that. She literally hasn't mentioned her mileage since the 1895 diary and now, and we were just talking about this, and now she mentions it. I love it. And back at 5:20, it misted nearly all the time. Ugh, that must have been cold. Helped with supper and dishes. Wrote a letter to Mama. Wrote a letter and Mama went with me to mail it. I'll go fix it. At P.O. Went to bed at 10. You typed 3, not 5. Aha. Okay. Ralph. I'll read a couple more and then I'm going to eat my dinner. November 15th. Got up at 8:30. Went to breakfast, read the paper, shaved, and dressed up, and took a walk for my mail, but did not get anything. Georgia just mailed it the day before. Poor thing. Went down Wentworth Ave, another street name, to see cars run. Oh, like trains? Or trolleys. To 22 and came. He's so sad and came back on Michigan. Got dinner and read till supper time and took long walk. I can just like feel the sadness. Oh. With Ganser, that's his friend, came back and wrote some letters and went to bed. Okay. Poor Ralphie. November 16th. I want to find out what happens with his job. That's why I want to keep reading, but I'm getting hungry. Got up at 7. I already made the live event for next week too. If you guys like to sign up for it, it's there. Helped with dishes and other work. Hitched up and took Miss Yoder over the river. And I went back to the bank. I went to the bank, not back. I went to the bank and took her to our Fowlers. That must be who she's staying with, I think. She had said helped with dinner, dishes, hitched up in Effie, and I went over the river on an errand. Stopped at, oh sorry you guys can't see what I'm writing, Bleak's, I think, Black's. I don't know what that is. And then home. Sewed the rest of the afternoon. Helped with supper. And dishes. Windy. Snowed some in evening. Worked. Thanks for the gifts, guys. Worked a while. Went to bed at 10:45. Okay, we need to look up Miss Yoder, though. We do need to do that before I log off, so don't let me forget that. I'll do a couple more entries typed. I want to see if Ralph starts to feel a little bit better, maybe, but then I'll look Ralph up. I mean, Miss Yoder up. November 16th. Is that the one I just did for her? Yeah. Got up at 7. This is Ralph. Oh, did I? Is it morning? Yep. Thank you. Okay. What did I miss? Is it that or? Yes, you're right. It is morning. I don't know why I thought it said evening. Is that it, or was there something else? I tend to skip lines a lot, or spell things wrong, or type things twice. It's probably the same thing, right? Yeah, okay. All right, got up at 7. Went to breakfast, and yeah, I think maybe that was it. Oh, it says evening after. Wrote some in, okay, hold on. Did I not write that? Yes, okay, that's why. I think I skipped the line. Snowed some in evening, cold day, yes, thank you. Or snowed some in morning, cold day. Wrote some in evening. My brain probably went a line down. Worked a while, went to bed. There we go. Fixed. Exactly. She's like, oh, I have room to mention that it snowed, so I'll add it. Okay. Went to breakfast and studied till 2, except for lunch. Went to AIT, that's where he works, and stayed till 5. After supper, studied till 11 and went to bed. Had a good talk with Professor Phillips at his room and concluded I was not so much to blame as they tried to make out. Okay, so I bet it was that his students dropped the class. AIT stands for the Armor Institute of Technology. I have a picture of it. This is not the right one. Hold on. This is the Armor Institute of Technology, closer to when Ralph went there. It's now the Illinois Institute of... I think it's IIT now. Let me look it up. It's now another college. Yeah, the Illinois Institute of Technology is what it is now. In Chicago. And, oh, cool, you're new here. He is studying... Well, I don't actually know what he's actually studying. He just graduated college as a civil engineer. And he's actually a professor or some kind of like assistant professor at this college. So I don't know if he is... Someone had mentioned maybe he's a grad student. He could be a grad student and also teaching. That's possible. Or maybe because he works there, he gets to have like... He gets to take classes. Or maybe he's studying like... Just because maybe he's studying the material to teach. I know that when I first started teaching, I had to spend a lot of time outside of work figuring out what I was going to teach and studying. Yes. Oh, it's an adjunct. Yes. What does that word technically mean? I know an adjunct professor is like, is it an assistant or like, no, right? College level instructor who teaches on a part-time basis, usually on a semester by semester contract. Okay, so they're not like permanent. And maybe that's why he wasn't in the yearbook. Yeah, probably studying the material to teach. Okay, well, it sounds like they tried to make him feel like it was his fault, but it wasn't. Hello, Thunderbuns. Great username. Made up my mind to get ahead of them somehow. What does that mean? Like, find a new job, maybe? Interesting. Oh, we have to keep reading. Thanks for the follows, guys. Yes, maybe he creates his own curriculum. Wait. Okay, I already read hers. 16th. 17th. Oh. Got up at 7. Helped with dishes. And then went to help with washing. Cold day, but sunshiny. I like that. Or is it sunshining? I think it's sunshiny. That is adorable. Swept and dusted one room. Helped with dinner and dishes. Sewed. Went downtown. Helped with supper and dishes and ironed some. Sewed in evening. Went to bed at 10. Okay. Ralph, November 17th. Got up at 7. Went to breakfast. Came back. Shaved. And studied till 9. Went to 9:30. Class in surveying. A lot of sewing. I would have been in trouble. I can't sew. Yeah, she does do a lot of sewing lately. She hasn't always. It used to be like a little bit more sporadic, but I think because her wedding is coming up and now she's like really, like she's going to move in with Ralph. They're going to get an apartment or a house or something. Maybe she's making a lot of things for her house. She was doing like, she said her fancy work, which is embroidery. So she was embroidering pillows and stuff. And maybe she's sewing, I don't think she's sewing her own wedding dress, but like maybe, yeah, she's got to get everything together for her wedding. Maybe it's Ralph's outfit. The dreaded crossed out sentence, yes. Or he went to 9:30, class in surveying. Got back at 10:30 and studied till 2. Except for lunch. It's important. Went to AIT and stayed, not studied, till 4. Took a long walk again and came back to supper. Crossed out. I guess Eddie did not come in. And studied, he studied till 10. I'm just going to study till 10. 11. I don't know, should I? I don't think that Google actually has a strike-through font, which is irritating. I have, unless it's hiding somewhere, I have never been able to find it in Google. I've found it in Word, but I don't think they have a strike-through font. I can sew, but it wouldn't still be good for future generations. I can sew a little bit, but like, I mean, I could hand sew, but I use a machine. I prefer, obviously, a machine. It's much quicker. I just learned how to hem wide leg jeans. I was nervous about it. I could know how to, like, what's the word? Not botch. It's not botch, because that's like when you mess it up. But like, how to kind of figure it out. And I wouldn't do it, hack a seam, I guess. I wouldn't do it for somebody else or a hem, because I'm afraid I would ruin their stuff. But like, I can sort of figure it out kind of enough to make it presentable. Fudge it. Yes, that is the word I was thinking of. Fudge it. But I actually learned how to like really do it, and it came out good. And the pants are the same length on both sides. Just Google strike through generator. I don't feel like doing that. That's a lot of work. You could bracket the strike through sentence. Okay. I guess. I wonder if that was supposed to go to another entry. After supper, Eddie came in and stayed a while. Brackets. Okay. Georgia. 18, right? Yep. November 18. Oh, I don't know how much I should read because we have to do a little bit of research. I don't know. Maybe we'll skip the research part. I'm hungry. Highlight what you want to strike. Right click. Select font. Check. Strike through. Okay. Well, try it. Highlight. Right click. Select font. I don't know if Alt Shift 5. Oh, I'll try that. I don't see anything that says font. Okay. Format. There's nothing that says format. Unless you mean up here. Format? Okay. And then what, though? I don't think... This is Google Docs. Oh, here. Oh, okay. They do have strike-through. It's just really hidden. I like how Microsoft Word, it's right there. But actually, thank you for telling me that and walking me through that, because there have been many times where I've wanted to use strike-through, like for lists and stuff, for work. Thank you, because now I know it's there. Ralph and Georgia lived in Iowa. Yes, teamwork makes the dream work, for sure. AIT is the Armor Institute of Technology. Alt-Shift-5 might be faster. I'm going to do it just to practice. Alt-Shift-5. Yes, thank you. Okay. I'll forget that, but I like that there's a shortcut. Maybe I'll learn it someday if I use it like enough. Got up at 7. Ironed, sewed, and done other work. Helped with dinner and dishes. Hitched up to go over the river. But Hector was lame. That's the horse. And came back. Hope Hector's okay. Sewed. Read papers. What happens with all the typing? Good question. I put it on my website. I put all of the entries that we read each week into this massive Google Slides. And the reason why there's some space between them is because I like to stick pictures in there when I can find them. Or like newspaper articles and stuff. I put it all on my website, which is thingslostandfound.com. You have to do www.thingslostandfound.com. But it's also in my link tree also. How did you get into this? Would love to do this. It's amazing. I just got into it because I stumbled upon an old diary at an estate sale and started researching it on my own. And then I started to share it on TikTok just like out of the blue, and it just like grew into this thing. But if you want a place to start, I'm going to plug my Patreon right now. I have a Patreon called the Diary Detectives, and subscribers get to be part of a exclusive Discord group where we go on and research things together. So if you're just starting out and you're not sure like what subscriptions to get or where to look for things, it's a great example of teamwork makes the dream work. Like we go on there and for example, we had our video chat last month, and Penny, I don't know if Penny's here today, but Penny was looking for pictures of a diary author that she's reading, and we were able to all work together and find them for her. So I forget where I started with that, but I think someone had asked like, how do we start? So oh yes, there's Penny. We are the cool group. My grandmother has tons of old journals, would love to make them where people could read them. Yeah, if you wanted to join, we could definitely help you with that. But if you wanted to do it on your own too, the best place to start is just typing it out and noticing patterns. Maria said, have you added anything from the diary I sent? Yes. We've been working on that actually every month. I can send you the transcription so far. We ended up doing it in Google Sheets, so it's kind of clunky. But the reason we decided to do that is because it's all out of order. It's like spanning many, many, many years. So what we're going to do is eventually reorder it in the chronological order, if that makes sense. Because right now it's by day, but it's random years. So I will send you a copy of what we have. I have your email, right, Maria? I'll find it. I have it in there because we had talked on email. And yeah. Or if you wanted to join in on one of our diary detective meetings, our Google Meets, you could. Oh yeah, and you can help us if you want to. Let's see. I'm going to write email. Maria is the one who donated the diary that we're doing on the Diary Detectives. That's what we're talking about. It's a 5-year diary. I actually have it right here. We're almost done with it. What month are we in? November, I think, of that one. Okay. Well, let me know, Maria, and I will email you, or you can email me. Doesn't matter either way. And maybe we can set up a time, because our next meeting is next week. If you wanted to join in with us, feel free. You get a free pass because you donated a diary. Don't forget to note. Oh, I will. I'll write down Alt-Shift-5. And then next week, I'll look at this and go, why did I write Alt-Shift-5? Like, what does that mean? Hector is Georgia's horse. So Georgia's horse was lame, which means, what does that usually mean? Like he hurt his leg or he's tired or something? Is he hurt? I don't like that if he's hurt. But what do they mean when a horse is lame, really? Yeah, injured. I'm adding that it's for strike through. Except I also just throw these notes away later, but that's okay. That's okay. I will do my best to remember it. I remembered the one for screenshotting a small portion of your screen. I couldn't tell you what it is, but it's muscle memory, and I do click it a lot. He's sore limping. Oh, I hope he's okay. I love Hector. He's her sidekick. All right, did I do Ralph the 18th? No. What was it that there was a alt key? Oh, so on Patreon also, just click on my link tree and it should take you there. I can open it up though. I really need to like learn my own handles for things. But I think it's things lost and found. Yeah, so it says Addie things lost and found. I can maybe share this in the chat. I don't know. It might not send because it might think this is spam. I don't think that's gonna send. Did it send? There's a link, but I don't know if it actually went, because usually if you try to send a link it doesn't send it. Oh, that's okay. Did you look on my link tree on my TikTok? Yeah, it didn't send. I figured it wouldn't. If you click on my profile on TikTok, I can actually show you. Whoa, it's windy outside. Okay, so on my page, there's a link that says Linktree, HTTPS Linktree, things lost and found. Oh, there's a few links. Okay, if you click on the link tree, it says Patreon. You can't read that, sorry. It says Patreon, become a diary detective. And if you can't find it and you really want more info or you want me to help you, feel free to message me and I will be happy to guide you or answer any questions. Just message me on TikTok or Instagram or anything. Ralph got up at 7. Studied till after mail came and went. Oh, nice. Thank you, Dallas. Dallas is a diary detective now. Amazing. You will get an email from Patreon that says something about like welcome to the Patreon. And if you look in that email, it'll give you a link for the Discord. Do you already use Discord? Because if you don't, then I will help walk you through it, because it's kind of, it can be kind of like hard to navigate when you first start. But if you already have one, it'll be really, really easy to join and you just click on the link. But if not, you'll have to make a Discord account and I can help you do that too. I'll send you an email with whatever email you put for the Patreon. I'll reach out. And then if you need help, feel free to ask. Yeah, it's a learning curve, definitely. But I think the way we use it is pretty... Like, I don't go into a lot of the video chats, voice chats on Discord, those kinds of like complicated things. It's just basically a text chat for us. And then we do the video meetings on Google Meet, which unfortunately, I think with COVID, almost everybody has become familiar with that. All right, studied till after mail came and went downtown. Got back at 2 and studied till 3. Went to AIT and stayed till 5. After supper, studied till 11 and went to bed. Georgia. I'll do one more each. Got up at 6:55. Helped with dishes and other work. Cleaned ribbons. And several other things. I don't know what that means. Cleaned ribbons. Helped with, well, maybe she just washed ribbons. Helped with dinner and dishes. Wrote letter and went downtown. Helped with supper. Awesome. Oh, so Dallas, maybe you were doing that and you weren't here when I said this. I saw your that you added, so thank you. And I asked if you have Discord already or if you will be new to Discord. Because if you're new, I can help you get in. Like, I can help you set it up and everything. You do have it? Okay, perfect. So you'll get an email from Patreon that says something about, like, welcome to Things Lost and Found Patreon. And when you click on that email, within the email, it gives you a link to click on to join the special Discord. Because it's only, you have to be the subscriber. You have to have that role. And then it, like, automatically adds you into the Discord. Okay. So let me know if you have trouble getting in. I can, you can email me or message me on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. And I'll check in too. If I don't see you pop in there, I'll make sure you get in. Sometimes I have to add people manually. It's strange. Wrote letter and went downtown. Helped with supper and dishes. Played. I don't know what that is. What's that? Bourse? B-O-U-R-S-E? That must be a game. A new game. But of course she played Flinch too. And one game of Flinch, and I won it. Went to bed at 10:30. Bourse. It's a board game. Oh, that. Stock exchange. Oh my god. Okay, I got a new game I gotta buy. Cool. It's a card game and it has pictures of different kinds of animals, merchandise, stocks. Interesting. Okay, you're trading stocks in those fields. Those, what is that called? Yeah, it's like Monopoly. Let's see if they've got any for sale. eBay. 1903 Bourse game. Oh, that's expensive. Oh wait, Flinch Bourse or Stock Exchange card game. Is it? Oh, it's by the Flinch Card Co. Okay, of course, she's a true flincher. And she only plays games that are Flinch or like Flinch. Oh, interesting. Okay, there's a Flinch card game. Oh, it's definitely more rare. Flinch. Oh, good question. Flinch is a game that Georgia and Ralph played all the time. And earlier in the diary, they haven't been playing it as much because they've, I think, been busy with planning their wedding. But I actually have a copy. I bought one. That's why I was saying I have to buy a copy of this game. This one is from 1904, and it has a little note on the bottom from who gave it to their friend. So it says compliments of Pearl to Trucy for her birthday, January 19th, 1904. So it's so cute. Little birthday gift. I thought that was a cool little piece of history to have, and also I have my own copy of the board game now. So I never even thought of old board games and card games. Yeah, it was funny to see how much they played this game. Like, I'm telling you, when Ralph was closer to Georgia, when he was in college, and he could go back and forth pretty much every weekend. They would play nonstop Flinch. And sometimes they'd be on a team, and sometimes they played against each other. And he also played when he was away at school. So they were pretty obsessed for a little bit. But now it seems like poor Ralph is really, really busy with work. He just got engaged, and now he's like worried about his job. So he's not in a mood to play Flinch. If you pretend to punch each other, that's the only Flinch game I know. I don't think that's part of that game, but it's funny. I think you have to like move quickly. That might be why it's called that. Thank you, Lily Bird. That's such a nice thing. Thanks very much. Went to usual 9:30 class in surveying. Came back and studied till 2 except lunch hour. At AIT 2 to 4. 2 to 4. Took a long walk and got back in time for supper. I know, sounds a little annoyed by school. Yeah, he's not in a good mindset. Especially, he doesn't mention taking a long walk very often. And he's said about 4 days in a row now, took a long walk. Poor guy, so sad after supper. Or just like, maybe he's not sad, maybe he's just like upset, bothered. Wrote a letter to Georgia. Okay, so I have a couple of things I wrote down. There was also something else that I had said, don't let me forget, and I forgot, so hopefully somebody remembered. Roy Fowler we could look up. We tried to find Doreen. I didn't find her, so I'm going to have to spend more time on that. Not on a live stream, but let's search. This is insane. I don't know if you mean that in a good way or a bad way, but I agree. Oops, I clicked on something. Didn't mean to click. Okay, let's look up Roy Fowler in Waterloo. Oh, I wanted to look up in the newspaper Yoder, who came to visit. That's what I think it was. And I have no idea when he would have been born. Maybe I'll look up in the newspaper first. Let's look up Yoder or Fowler, maybe. November 1903 in Waterloo. Aha! What is this? H.M. Yoder, an old-time printer in the city, is in the city representing the interests of the Wallace farmer. That is later on in November, but maybe that's because if it's Miss Yoder, it's not his wife, but maybe that's his daughter. Let's keep looking. That's all. Okay. Well, maybe Fowler. Fowler Street. Fowler Street. Fowler Street also. Yes, this is actually in Waterloo, Iowa, but in 1903. Oh, well, we have his full name, actually. Roy. Okay, well, I'm going to keep looking. Roy Fowler. We'll say 1903. Or I'll look him up in the 1900 census, actually. That will get me if he's lived there before. Roy Fowler. Fowler. Oh my god. Okay. No idea when he was born. 1903. 1900. Waterloo. Yeah, this, you have to pay for this on Ancestry. Roy H. Fowler, East Waterloo. That's probably him. Oh, he's like George's age. Click. Could be Ray, yes. I could look that up too. Let's see if any of these things ring a bell, though. Does she ever mention a street? Or anybody else? Roy Fowler. She only mentions him twice. Okay. Well, Yoder, Miss Yoder wouldn't be in the census if she's just visiting, but I'm trying to think if there are any names here that ring a bell that maybe she knew, but I don't think so. My mom found her birth mother on here years ago. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, there are some libraries that will have access to Ancestry for you if you have a library card, but usually those subscriptions are a little bit limited, but at least it's somewhere to start if you wanted to. But I pay for it because I use it all the time. I find it worth it, but it is pretty expensive. There are also other websites that I recommend a lot called, one is Family Search, which is free, which you can get a lot of information on. Find a Grave, you can find a lot of information on. And not newspaper archive, Internet Archive, you can get a lot of stuff on too. Okay, hold on. I heard my Discord. Okay. Yoder is an Amish name. Yeah, that's come up a few times. It's definitely a well-known Amish name, I guess. I didn't know that, but now I do. Okay, that is probably him, right? Maybe I'll try Ray. I just got Roy for Waterloo. Everyone else is from further away, so I'm guessing that's him. I didn't find anybody when I searched. When I searched Yoder, I got H.M. Yoder, which, I don't know, maybe we could. I wish she gave us a first name of Miss Yoder. But I'll save this link and the picture in my Google Slide thing. This is the wrong one. Get out of here. I'll add that and I'll put a picture in too. So at least we have that. If we do make the connection. No, I am not. I am. Oh, you're on a mission now? Oh, cool. Oh, from the library? Yeah, you should definitely see what they offer because some libraries are like really, really good. And the other thing I have to recommend is if you're looking for, I think you mentioned like birth certificates but if you're looking for just information from a certain place and they have a pretty robust local library, like for example, the 1917 Diary, the Brooklyn Public Library has so many old Brooklyn newspapers for free uploaded onto their website. So a lot of those bigger cities have access to old newspapers, especially through the libraries. The problem is I'm in Massachusetts. So when I'm looking for things that are across the whole country, I don't have obviously a library membership there. So some things I feel like I would have access to if I had that, and I'm like missing out. But the Brooklyn one is completely free to everybody though. You don't have to be a library member. You're in Waterloo? That's awesome. Oh, that's funny. There's always somebody on here who's like, what? Interlibrary loan. Yeah, that works for printed things. And probably only to an extent, because they have to be within a network, right? Like over here, my town's library is in a network with a bunch of other libraries, but it's like limited to this general area. And yeah, they could scan documents. That's why I actually did reach out to the Waterloo Public Library, and they got back to me. They're going to see what they have on Mayor Slippy, because he becomes the mayor. I didn't even mention that today, but Ralph Slippy will be the mayor of Waterloo in 1930-something. So I was hoping, because he was kind of a prominent person in that city, that they would have some pictures or information about him and maybe Georgia. So they're going to look. And they'll probably do that. If they find something in their library, they'll scan it, or offer it to me to pay for to have it sent. And it's just, sometimes I reach out to libraries and they never answer me. But they did. And pretty quickly, too. They just said, like, oh, we'll work on it. Yeah, I'm glad they got back to me, too. I'm always nervous to message people like that, to send messages, because I feel like once you do it, you can't send them another message. You can't be like, did you get my... If they don't answer you, you know? If you're willing to pay... Yes, that's true. That's true. And if they're willing to do the research, too, though. Because I feel like sometimes when I reach out to places, it's just like, they just never get back to me. Keep trying to get over there, but time gets away from me. Yeah. That's like the story of my life lately. I feel like time flies by. Like with these lives, I always log off with a nice list of things I want to look at. I'm so like excited about it, and then I go eat my dinner, and then I never come on my computer again until next week. I love doing this, but I don't know. I used to spend so many hours researching, and I've just been in a like, I don't know. I've been very busy lately, and just like owning a house now, it's so different. Everyone who does own a house will agree, and they've said that to me too. Like, you never don't have something to do. Yes, and I'm sure librarians are itching for the chance to research stuff like this, but they're probably also very overworked too. Oh, different staff does the interlibrary loan part. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's a matter of reaching out to a few people at once. Yes, and a lot of times the problem too is that I can't log into library websites. They're not overworked. Okay, well, in general, I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, if it's not like part of their official job description where they have to answer emails from a random person in Massachusetts, maybe they're not choosing to do that. They're choosing to do other things that are more like, I don't know, relevant to them. But I can't log into a lot of the, like even to search what they have because I'm not from that area. I don't have a library card. And then sometimes I'll email like the general. There's one email for the whole library. And then I think that there's also probably an element of things getting not forwarded to the right people or lost in the shuffle. But this time, they got back to me right away. I'm very impressed. Trying to get to Fairfax, Iowa, which is completely different than Waterloo. Like, Waterloo is a big city. Fairfax, Iowa, which was the other diaries we read through, were from there, is the tiniest town. So they didn't really get back to me. I can't remember if they actually answered me or not, but I don't think they did. We didn't get anywhere anyways with anybody from Fairfax, but all right. Well, I think I am done for tonight, unless there was something else that we really needed to look up. We found Roy, but we didn't find Yoder yet. You work for a non-profit and a new hire came from a library. She hates it. That's sad. I want to think that I'd like to be a librarian, but I don't know. I just don't know. Nothing until the diary was mentioned in their local newspaper. I know, right? Oh, Rachel, how frustrating was it? Every time there was like I think I've got it this time. I think I can, finally reach out. And the path would get blocked. Like the Facebook page. Well, thank you. Thanks, Luz, for coming. Thanks, everybody who comes back every week. I did make another live event for next week, so you can sign up for it if you want. Follow me on YouTube. That's where I'm going if TikTok goes away. It was almost like you're not one of us. Yes, it was. We were conspiracy theory level at that point. We were like, oh, there's got to be some reason. What are they trying to hide? Like, no, they just don't know how to use technology. And they thought I was some bot or something. Okay. I just got a message. Oh, Nikki just sent me. Oh, cool. Before we leave, I shall open this. Oh, thanks, Nikki. I didn't see the last thing you sent me, too. Okay. Roy Fowler's, child that died. This is an article about Roy Fowler. You know what? I didn't search him wider. Fairview is the same cemetery where a lot of the people from the diary are buried. And here he is also in Fairview. And there he is. All right. Well, oh, the YouTube channel is same as here. It's Things Lost and Found. I also have a link tree in my bio. If you click on it, it has the YouTube there too. So you can get there a little quicker that way, I think, but it's Things Lost and Found. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for your comments and your gifts and your likes and shares. I really appreciate it, and you guys make this fun. So I will see you next week, next Thursday, 6 p.m. And Diary Detectives, I'll see you next Wednesday for our video meeting. You get to see me sooner. All right, bye, everybody. See you Wednesday and Thursday for everyone else. Bye-bye. Bye, Maria. Maria, I will email you. I'm going to email you right now so I don't forget, because maybe you'll be able to join us on Wednesday. Okay, bye-bye.